What's up, hungry people? Don't mind the awkward angle here. I don't normally hang out in this corner of my kitchen. Every once in a while, I like to play this game called What's in My Fridge Door, where I sift through all of the ingredients I've acquired over the last month and cook them into something delicious. It's a great way to clean out your fridge and test your creativity in the kitchen. I haven't been to the store in a few weeks for regular ingredients because we had our engagement party last weekend, and so pretty much all of my time and money and effort went into making all the food for that. But fear not, I now have more random food in my fridge than I know what to do with. Over the holidays, you may have seen this new show on Netflix called Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. Basically, the cutest Japanese woman comes into normal people's homes and tries to help them deal with their clutter. And I'm a very disorganized person, so this show has really inspired me to start cleaning up my house a little bit and really testing out her methods. So I may not be doing the organization in the exact order that she recommends on the show because I am going to start with my fridge and pantry. Marie recommends that before you start cleaning that you need to greet your space and thank it for being your space, I guess. She likes to sit on the floor when she greets the places that she goes, so I'm just going to try her method because she definitely knows what she's doing. Are you going to help me thank the space? Here, everybody come over here and help me thank the space. Sit. Sit. Oh, yes, and thank the space. Okay. This is why I can't do yoga at home. I can't do anything. I don't think that that's exactly what she meant. Obviously, I can't do anything while sitting on the floor without some distractions. Also, I really need to sweep the floors. Anyway, so now that we've greeted our space and thanked it for being our refrigerator and pantry, to get started, Marie recommends taking everything out of the space you're trying to organize and piling it all in one spot. So because I'm going to be doing this with both my fridge and my pantry, I'm actually going to start with my pantry first. That way when we get to the fridge stuff, nothing starts to thaw too much. I guess that means I'm ready to get started. Really interested to see what kind of ingredients that I pull out of my freezer and pantry, especially because I haven't really gone through them very well in the last few months. So I'm pretty excited to see what I may get to cooking tonight. Okay, so here's the situation with what we have in our pantry. Last weekend was our engagement party, and so things were pretty much just being thrown in here willy-nilly. We got goldfish, peanut butter. I'm pretty sure we have like several cans of peanut butter in here hidden, and I'm pretty sure we don't need any more. But the dogs do eat this, so I'm just gonna have a lot of peanut butter, I guess. A bunch of canned things, like I'm pretty sure this is some kind of canned jelly, I think. Pretty sure that's jelly. And I think this is also jelly or maybe apple butter. I don't know, sometimes people from the farm give us random stuff. This is definitely some kind of pasta sauce or pizza sauce. I remember making this stuff last year. More salad toppings. We have crispy jalapenos and tortilla strips, but there's like barely any left in either of these. And we got other snack things like bags of breadsticks and mini toast and pretzels, and honestly, we don't even eat a whole lot of snacks. And then up here we got like, oh, what's this, granola? I think this is some granola, rice, a whole bunch of noodles, I'm thinking. I'm not even sure what's back in there. So that's some Zatarans. And then up on our top shelf, looks like we got some local honey. Oh, I can't even reach up here to see what things are, and it's like, I just wish, it's definitely time to be organized. I don't even remember when I bought Jell-O. I'd say it's about time we start emptying this ish out. Let's go.
sifting here through everything. I've already got a shelf pretty much all cleared out. And as I'm going through, I notice this can. Just a little inconspicuous can that I wasn't really sure what it was. Oh my god. Somehow I have canned tarantula in my pantry. This video gets 50 likes, I will try this. But until then, I'm hiding it because it's fucking terrifying.
This project, I honestly did not think that it would end up like this. I kind of thought that I would be able to unpack my pantry and then also unpack my fridge and freezer at the same time, but honestly, I kind of understand why the people in the show are like, oh my god, I have so much stuff, I didn't know. I literally am having that right now where I'm like, oh my god, I just pulled all of this out of my own pantry. I didn't know. I didn't realize how much stuff I have. Wow. So Marie Kondo's next step is to throw away anything that doesn't bring you joy. And I think in our case, it's going to be a mix and match of things that bring me joy and also things that aren't expired. Now, most of this is dried goods, so I'm not too worried about things being years out of date, especially because I do rotate through my pantry relatively often. It's when you get to some of like the canned goods that I'm not really sure how long they've been in there, or stuff like noodles, where who knows when I bought those, because I have not made anything with egg noodles. This package isn't even open. I don't think they're going to be expired or anything, but we'll start with something small like these oyster packets. I don't even know when these arrived in our house. It probably came with some like takeout if we got like soup or something, and so we're just gonna throw them right into the bin. Put my bin around here and into the trash they go. And then I think the next thing I'm going to do is think about the things that I use the most regularly. So I make a lot of sauces, so I think stuff like canned goods can go back onto my middle shelf. I know that's stuff that I'm going to use in the near future at some point. I can never buy enough tomato sauce and diced tomatoes and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these right smack on my middle shelf so they have a place where they'll be used and easily accessible. So then next we have stuff like this, where it's just an assortment of things probably put away in a hurry after a party. I see there's marshmallows in here, like half of a Hershey's bar, a little bit of graham crackers, they're mostly crushed up. You know, I think, ooh, I can feel the marshmallows and they are really hard. I think this is gonna be something that we just pitch, because just from the feel of the marshmallows alone, it is pretty stale, so into the trash it goes. Again, things like noodles I do use on a semi-regular basis. I'm pretty sure I got these noodles last year for Valentine's Day, and actually it's pretty convenient that Valentine's Day is coming up about the time that I find these. So I'm definitely going to put these pasta noodles specifically towards the front because they are heart-shaped, which I think is cute AF. So I'm going to put these up towards the front so I can grab them and make something for Valentine's Day. Another one of Marie Kondo's methods is to compartmentalize all of your stuff. And she likes to use boxes. Now, I don't really think that it's feasible to use boxes, especially in the way that I sort of use my kitchen. I have a really hard time like looking in things, so I prefer to be able to have everything sort of on display, so that way I can just look at my inventory at a glance and know what I have on hand. But I do like her idea of compartmentalization. Compartmentalization? I don't know why that word is so hard to say right now. So I like to use things like mason jars to store any of leftover grains or pretty much anything that doesn't have a full set. So we have like a tiny bit of orzo here, a little bit of rice. This is probably enough orzo for one person, but this is too much rice. So we'll probably keep the rice in its container, but we'll probably find a smaller container for the orzo. I just so happen to have these smaller mason jars that hold about a cup or so of stuff.
And so I'm gonna take my orzo and then just put it into this jar. See what I was doing, it would probably be much more impactful. So we're just going to put our thing in and then throw away the box. Just toss a lid onto the orzo. And so now the next time we need orzo, we can just grab this right out of our pantry and just toss it into the water and cook it. It's also really easy to do that to other things like half-eaten bags of granola. I think I saw another one around here somewhere. So we got 2 half-eaten things of granola. I think they would take up much less space if they were compartmentalized. Got it that time. Literally the perfect size. And then if you really want, you can label these. I'm pretty sure I'll remember that I don't like this one because it has blueberries in it. And because I only have 2, it's less to remember. But if I had several different varieties of granola that I was gonna do this to, I would probably get a label maker and label them. Also, because they are in glass jars, you can use something like a whiteboard marker to write directly on the glass. And then once you've used it, you can just wipe it off. Granola is not so much my thing as it is my fiance's, so I'm going to put this up on one of the higher shelves because he's taller than me and because then it'll be more accessible to him. So we're just going to keep filling up our tiny jars with things that aren't quite full packages until we've sort of milled our way through a good chunk of the stuff that is only in small amounts. Another reason why it's nice to use mason jars instead of plastic bags or keeping them in boxes just with the tabs is that mason jars are actually airtight. So once you put the ring on them, they let a lot less air in because of the rubber seal. But overall, they are smell-proof and air-proof, and I know that they will make your food last much longer. So then we have some older stuff like this. I couldn't even tell you how old this was or where it came from. This literally says 2015 on the bottom. So, in the trash! As you can see, I've already taken advantage of the mason jar method with other things. So this is cornmeal and this is forbidden rice. So I've already had these packaged up in their mason jars for a little bit of time now. I definitely want to use this forbidden rice. So if you have any forbidden rice recipes, leave your comments down below on what you like to make with it and what I should make with it next. So I'm just gonna time lapse through the next bit because it's going to take a long time to put all of this stuff away, and I don't think anybody's really truly interested in knowing why I have garbanzo beans. But I am going to keep thinking about everything that I have here as I put it away. If the date is super far out of date, I'm going to pitch it, but if they're okay, I'm going to put them over in the snack drawer in our living room, so that way they're accessible for munching. Sort of a roadblock with this project. As I was putting a couple things onto one of the shelf snapped. So now my second highest shelf no longer has backing support. So that kind of throws a wrench in this whole thing, especially because I kind of need to put all this stuff away. And my fiance is in Vietnam and isn't here to fix things for me. So what I think I'm going to do is improvise a little bit. I'm going to try to skip that shelf as much as I possibly can and then kind of keep in mind what I want to go on that shelf. So that way when I can actually fix it, because I definitely don't think, even if I stop the video right this second, ran to Home Depot and fixed the shelf, I don't think I would be able to get this video out on time. So I'm gonna improvise. I'm gonna skip that back part of the shelf and sort of not put any weight on that side. The rest of it seems to be okay. All of this shelving was here when we moved in, so I'm not even sure how old the shelving itself is. Fingers crossed that it doesn't happen again. Anything that I was anticipating to put onto that shelf, I think I'm just going to either put things like really light croutons or chocolate spoons, which honestly they should be in the bakery stuff. And then the things that I was thinking about putting there, I'm just going to put up on the shelf above it because most of that stuff was stuff that I don't use on a daily basis anyway. So, gonna improvise. Let's go back to the time lapse. have stuff like our pretzels. The pretzels don't really have a good spot in the kitchen, so we're just going to go ahead and take them, put them over here in the snack drawer. And the snack drawer, I'm sure I'll have to do the KonMari method too at some point in the near future. But for now, pretzels, they don't go in the kitchen. Luna just really wants this whole process to be done with. She wants to go back outside. She's not allowed to go outside because she barks. Yeah, and you ruined the whole thing, don't you? You ruined the whole filming. Yeah, you're a good girl. I'll give you some pets. Yeah.
So as you can see, I have put pretty much everything away at this point. The differences between how my pantry looked before versus how it looks now are astronomical. Everything is organized in a way that makes sense to me. On the bottom shelf, we have a lot of our canned goods, things that I've canned myself, a little bit of spices that wouldn't necessarily fit in my normal spice rack. And then we have some things like vodka and miscellaneous items down on the bottom as well. Now, I have been working on just the pantry for the last hour and a half. And yeah, setting up the camera and the lights and moving it all and making sure I have the right angles definitely makes a difference in how long it takes me to do things. But again, I really thought that I would be able to pull everything out of my pantry and my refrigerator and just be able to do all of it all in one go. But my sink is now full up of things that I have taken out of my pantry. Like I have some canned stuff that wasn't properly canned anymore, so I had to dump it. And now I have things that need to go into my baking cabinet, which now there is no room for because I have to KonMari that next. It's all just part of the process. I do think that part of the process is taking a quick break, so I'm gonna take a little break, maybe put these dishes away, and then we'll tackle the fridge next. Be sure to check out part 2 of my kitchen cleaning adventure, where I tackled the fridge and find some less than fresh ingredients. Let's just leave it at that. Leave a comment down below if you've ever tried the KonMari method, and let me know how it worked for you. If you want to help support my channel, feel free to check out the Teespring link in the description for some of the merch and t-shirts that I have available. Don't forget to flip that sub button and ring the dinner bell to be notified of the recipes and foodie adventures that I post every week. For more recipes with step-by-step instructions, check out thestarvingchefblog.com. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.